Are we on the verge of the big event, of a La Palma event? Here we have the Economist magazine 2017, which was made 300 years after the anniversary of the creation of Freemasonry in 1717. On the cover we have Donald Trump as King of the World. Donald Trump, as I've shown, is Julius Caesar, and he wants to have a third term. He's also building another wing to the White House. He is celebrated as the King of Peace, and as it says in the Bible, when there is peace, then comes sudden destruction. And it seems that Donald Trump is going to be part of this catastrophe. Remember, he was responsible for Operation Warp Speed, the William Shakespeare. The first man to get it was called William Shakespeare. The Tsar, meaning Caesar, Stratford-upon-Avon, Nadim Sahawi. You shake it before you spear it. Through these events, I believe these secret societies want to create a new age. And we can see it on this cover of the Economist magazine. So we have Trump on top of the world, and we have judgment. We have like waves coming towards America. We have the Tower card. Now this is very important because we have the theses of Martin Luther on the church. Now remember, we have this meeting and prayer with Prince Charles, or King Charles. Charles III, 33 Freemasonry, Charles III has prayed with the Pope, the first time since Henry VIII. Now I believe the Reformation was an inside job, created by these secret societies. That in secret, these elites have always worshipped the Kabbalah, which is the cult of Isis. And so this moment of the theses being posted on the door was seen as the crack, which then created the Protestant nations, and which then led to England becoming Protestant, and which led to the creation of America. And this is all about William, the Masonic Messianic figure, who was born from Caesarean birth at the summer solstice, from Diana, who may have been a virgin. Diana, all her memorials are associated with Isis. Her family, the Spencer family, were the main sponsors of William Shakespeare. And George Washington, his ancestors lived in the same house as the Spencer family. So the Washingtons and the Spencers are buried in the same chapel in Althorpe. And the monument for George Washington is a huge obelisk. And the creators of America were the Rosicrucians. And you had the Pilgrim Fathers, who landed on 11/11. Could we have an 11/11 event when Corona Borealis goes nova? So we have this thesis, and we have Charles, who has reconciled with the Pope and prayed with the Pope, the first time in 500 years since Henry VIII. H88, Henry VIII. The Pope died aged 88 on the anniversary of the creation of Rome. Romulus and Remus, the two twins, are brought up by a she-wolf, Canis. The dog is Isis. What it symbolises is an alchemical ritual of duality and synthesis, and then you get a trinity, and then you get enlightenment. So all these events seem to be coming to a head, and Trump is like king of the world with that golden statue. And we are going to have the sudden destruction. And I believe this is La Palma. If you squint your eyes, this looks like a volcano. We've just had the theses, the Protestant reconciliation with Charles. And then comes sudden destruction. Remember that in British history there has been lots of conflicts due to the potential of the king becoming a Catholic. And Charles I got his head chopped off. People think Charles II was a secret Catholic, and his brother James II was deposed because they thought he was going to become a Catholic. And then you had William of Orange take over, and he created the Bank of England. And so all these events seem to link up. And Martin Luther sent his thesis to Pope Leo X. And we have this reconciliation with King Charles and Pope Leo XIV, Henry VIII. And we have that thesis on the door in the Tower card, Economist 2017, 100 years since the creation of Freemasonry. So when Corona Borealis goes, which some people say November 10th, could it be 11th? Could we have an 11 date, like we did in the end of the First World War, which was the 11th day of the 11th month of the 11th hour, 11/11/11, which is 33, and November can also be seen as a 9/11. Are we building up to this event? as we see here. And is it all to do with King Charles and his meeting with the Pope, his prayer with the Pope? Here we have it. The Protestant, and we have the tower. The church has been reconciled. Are we going to get sudden destruction? Trump is the king. Here we have the alignment. Now, the first alignment was on the 24th of June, midsummer 2022. Now, we've had a period of alignments, which has just ended, and there won't be the same alignment until 2040. So we've had the end of the alignments, and we have a crack in America. And so here we had the first major alignment, 24th of June, and 24th of June was the creation of Freemasonry in 1717, midsummer. You have Shakespeare, Midsummer's Night Dream. The Rosicrucians created Shakespeare. The Rosicrucians created America. The Rose Cross, who are secret worshippers of the goddess Isis. Now, as we can see in the Bible, that during the first flood, people were celebrating, and there was debauched behavior, and we have Trump with this huge extravagant expansion to the White House. And in the New Testament, it says that the end will come like in the days of Noah. So are we going to have this flood? Is it about some kind of new age and spiritual renewal? And it seems to be connected to this meeting between Charles and Leo. And remember, Martin Luther sent his thesis to Leo X, and this is Leo XIV. And remember that he is an American. And remember that we've had two American popes, one from South America, now one from North America. And it is the Rosicrucians who, I believe, created the Protestant Reformation and then created America, and then you have an American Pope. So it seems that it is going to be the end of America as we know it. And Trump is there wanting to become dictator. And it all seems to be here in the Economist magazine 2017. So we had the meeting with the Pope. The thesis is destruction imminent, and is it connected to La Palma? Thank you.